Good morning. So let's start working, and today we will talk about selecting and prioritizing the information. I will share with you handout. Okay, so what does it mean that in our academic reading, we do everything for a specific task, right? And we have to write down some points like review or prepare some reports or find particular information for data collection. So that is why we need to select the information and prioritize it. I prepare for you the plan draft for the report, for example, the world of cybersecurity and the skills to stay safe. So what we have to present for, in our report, the overview of cybersecurity, common cybersecurity threats and how to prevent them, skills which help us stay safe, and what are the opportunities for the career for people who want to work in cybersecurity. And first of all, I would like to ask you, what is the situation of cybersecurity in Ukraine? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Protect. Mm-hmm. But on the governmental level, what actions are done for preventing cybercrime? Especially during the war, there are a lot of cyber attacks on our governmental institutions. So what does our government do to prevent it? Any examples? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, and specific department, yeah, working in this field, and mhm, mhm. Okay, he is the head of. Mm, mm, Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So, and as far as I know, that in Ukraine, the process of cybersecurity is quite long, and it takes time to prove the guilty of some people who threat the information, for example, or spread the information. So it's a long process, and it takes not even days, but months or even years to prove it and to punish these people. So not so easy and not so quick as we want to. That is why I think that this process should be simplified and improved, because cyber police, if even they know about such crime, so they have to collect many evidences to prove this crime. And it's a long process, so that is why not so developed, I could say, because I used to work for Oxford University Press, and in our country the big problem is stolen books like PDF formats. Yeah. So, and Oxford University Press tried to fight this problem, but unfortunately, even if we have all the evidences to prove this, so it's very difficult to punish the guilty people. So that is why I know that it's so quite unsecure area, and we can't trust a lot to our governmental institutions, unfortunately. But I hope that in future it will be more developed, and they have maybe more rights to protect our data, especially personal data, and protect the information. So anyway, we have to be acknowledged in this area to protect at least ourselves. And as our today's lesson is called Selecting and Prioritizing Information, I propose such thing. I prepared a list of publications related to this topic, cybersecurity. I want you look through this list and tell. Okay, just okay. Oh. And so you have to cross out what you consider to be unlikely relevant for the report about cybersecurity. Here we have a list of 11 references. So according to their names, just cross out unnecessary information. Look through and decide which is not relevant and is not useful for our future report. Okay?
Okay, I think it's first 6. No, not 6. About blockchain thieves.
Mhm.
And 9.
Mhm.
I think it's the most necessary, but other can also provide some information about
Okay,
security.
these 1/5 and 9th are important, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm. But you have to cross out unnecessary. Do you think that 3 resources will be enough?
Enough for what?
If, for example, you are asked to prepare a report for students or for international conference about cybersecurity, okay? So a short report, for example, 3 pages, and present this theme. So how many references would you choose to write this report?
For sure, I don't know, but each of these reference has many pages, and some
Mhm.
pages can be about cybersecurity. I think one reference could be enough in some way, but if it's not enough, I take another one. For example, Fifth has like 27, 270, 234 pages, like 15. I think it's should be enough.
Number 5, and you mentioned number 1 and number 9, yeah? If
Yeah.
it's not, so you will find out the information from 2 more resources. Okay. The next. The question is, what is the style of reference presentation? So we have several styles to present the references in our articles, reports, theses, or research. What is the style presenting the references is used in this list? What is the name of this style?
I don't remember the name
APA.
exactly.
It's APA.
APA. Sure, I don't know it.
Okay, so, and the next one, publications from different resources and of different types as well. So you have to divide these numbers of publications between their text types, which is given in the box. So if it is whether it's article in a journal or conference thesis or official report on a website or textbook or paper in an editing collection, or is it encyclopedia article? So let's divide. Number 1, what type?
Article in journal.
Journal article.
The first.
Okay, well. Number 2.
It also could be article journal, but maybe it's for internet resource.
Okay, might be a journal article, might be internet resource. Number 3. Technopedia.
It's something about the report of official report on the website. Maybe.
Definition from Technopedia. I think it's encyclopedia article.
Maybe.
Defining the spoofing. Number 4.
Some book.
Okay. Textbook, right?
Yeah.
Number 5.
Also book, but only part of it. But the whole creation is textbook.
Okay. Number 6.
Article in a journal or?
Yes, it's our Internet of Things journal. Yeah, it's article in a journal. Number 7.
Also article in journal.
International Conference on Computer
Cool.
Applications and Information Security.
Conference thesis.
Yes, conference thesis, right? What about number 8?
Also conference thesis.
Yes, correct. Number 9.
Some article.
Article, okay. Number 10.
Official report on website. Maybe.
Number 10. So topics, advanced topics in information processing, lectures, lectures. It might be textbook or it might be paper in edited collection. But I think
yeah, maybe paper in edited collection. It's better.
So, and the last one.
Also textbook.
International publishing. Let's check. So look, the title, conference paper. So it's thesis in conference thesis. Okay. Oh, sorry. I lost the sorry, I evidently closed the handout. So next, thinking about what we already know. So we have a text. Let's sum up that it is like a short thesis for our future conference report. But before we read a text and check whether this information appropriate for us, we have to find out what we already know about this topic and which knowledge we have and which knowledge is lack. For us to be more attentive and selective in our reading, to pay more attention to the information which is unfamiliar for us or we are not sure in it. And before reading, I propose to answer some questions related to this report on the topic of cyber security. So how do you understand the term password attack? What is it?
It could be like name of brute force method of hacking when you simply write all possible passwords and one of them should be correct.
Okay. And do you know any types of password attacks? Which ways?
I don't know exactly, I don't know, but they have some dictionaries that checked in first time instead of a random generation of passwords, and most people uses like from 1 to 9 or 8.
The most common, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so dictionary type and selective random, yeah, selecting random passwords which might be used by users. Okay, what steps can be taken to prevent brute force attacks? How to protect ourselves from breaking our passwords and passwords attacks?
It depends in who we are. For example, if we like a website, we can use captcha, for example, for login or for other actions. But if we are user, we should implement our account in strong password, not like common, if it have necessary information about us. Or
do you use strong password?
Not on all websites, but usually PS on private bank account or another some important. We have a site of checking the strong of passwords, and they give us approximate time of how long it should be to hack this password.
Okay, that's good. What are some tips for creating strong password? What should we avoid? For example, I'm a user who has no knowledge in cybersecurity. What are your tips for me, for example, for creating strong password? What to avoid?
Okay, not to avoid, you can use after generation of passwords, like in Google Chrome, extension about that, or some password manager that remember all your passwords and they create it more safety and not necessary to remember it all. It's the first. The second, like in my password, I use books or letters, numbers in other cases, in different cases, in different order, and some special symbols. And
Mm-hmm.
the password have some patterns that are easy to remember for me. And you can also use some patterns in that.
So, but avoid what? For example, date of birth, yeah?
Yeah, avoid
Name,
your information and
birth
simple creation
information.
of password.
Mm-hmm.
Choose
Mm-hmm.
more complicated
Mm-hmm.
value of it.
Or the name of your relatives, yeah, or the name of our pets, or something like that.
Yeah.
Very easy and recognizable. Can password managers help prevent password attacks?
Yes, it's like manager on your computer that only remember the passwords that you provide to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's another program. It not depends on database on website and, and other database of users.
Okay. And what are the consequences of a successful password attack?
Hackers can find out your information that you should that you don't want to provide to other people. For example, your
Share.
banking, you to share your banking account, how money you have, and,
Mm-hmm.
and other private information. They can use this information against you in the future.
Okay, so thank you very much. Enter the text itself with more information, especially about types, because how to protect yourself, you know, how to prevent, what is personal manager. But let's pay more attention to the types of cyber attacks. Yeah? Okay, so read this text, and after that we'll discuss which information was useful for you and which information will be helpful, for example, in creating our imaginary report.
Okay.
When you finish this part, let me know. I will scroll up.
Слухаю. Okay. Okay, finish this part. Yo. Боже. Що це? Yeah, could you scroll down? It's the end of the exam. Okay. Poof. Okay. I read it finished.
So how many types of password attacks are mentioned here in this source?
Maybe 6 or 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so which of these types have you mentioned before reading?
Dictionary
Mhm.
password attack.
And brute force attack. You haven't named the type, but you mentioned about trial random choice of users login details.
Brute force is like a general method of solving some problems when you simply try all possible variants. It's not only for passwords.
Okay, also we have here phishing attack, like getting emails or messengers to follow which we have a malicious link. So do you understand the meaning of the word malicious link?
Not exactly.
So malicious it's зловмисний. Тобто посилання зловмисників, які переносять нас на їхні веб-сайт, де вони мають доступ до інформації, замість того, щоб перейти на офіційний веб-сайт, який якоби запропоновано в цьому листі. Okay, so let's check up some more vocabulary. And we'll start with the word breach, data breach. Взлом, да, информации. And then repercussions. It's the same as consequences, like synonymic word to consequences. Do you know the word, the meaning of fraud?
Yep.
Okay. And compromised authorization, vulnerability. What is vulnerability? Should we avoid it or follow it?
I think avoid it.
Yeah, avoid because it's вразливість. Yeah. And then authorized users' credentials.
It's login and passwords.
Ідентифікація, да, це, яка пропускає нас до сайту, веб-сайту. Then add adversaries. It's the same as thieves. Then phishing attack. Це фішингові атаки або оці листи, які містять небезпечні лінки. So malicious link we have already discussed. Here it's зловмисників посилання. Then brute force attack. The meaning. How to explain it?
Try no possible character combination to guess the password.
Okay. Password spraying.
It's more like attempting the same password on multiple accounts to bypass lockout policies.
Okay. And like key login attack, it's understandable. Uniform default password. Uniform default password, it's за замовчуванням, да, єдине значення. За замовченням.
Yeah, it's like a format of
passwords. Запам'ятовуємо, да, паролі, потім воно автоматично.
No, it's on the website you could provide like rules for password in the field that can't contain a word, must contain one number and one special character.
Okay. Okay. And so have we mentioned already all the necessary steps to prevent password attack, or here we have more than we have mentioned before.
Yeah, the first about complexity of password.
Complex, yes. Multi-factor authentication. It means like when you type your password, and the next step, for example, you've got an SMS message, you've got a message with the number. Yeah, you have to also to type to enter the website.
Yeah, usually it's like application when you press OK, it's me, and the login.
On another device, for example.
Yeah, on mobile phone or something.
So we have this multiple factor authentication, for example, in Privatbank.
Yeah, maybe.
I try to enter Privatbank from my laptop. It sends me SMS or sends in application here also message to prove that it's me, or also we have a call, can have a call from a bank and press the number to verify yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, providing training on password security awareness. So it means, as far as I understand, it means to watch some useful tips.
Yeah, maybe.
To be aware.
It's like lessons for human who can't.
Like training, yeah. Some important information, yeah, to be acknowledged in this field to avoid some mistakes and not to be the victim of fraud. And using password managers, we have discussed this. And very interesting video, short video about the password which people usually use and how they are unattentive in sharing the information. But before the video, okay. First, they will watch this video, and secondly, we'll discuss how to avoid. Stop. It's not a video. Okay. I pressed the wrong.
Зупиніться, будь ласка. Щоб ви чули від тих частіше.
We've been hearing a lot about cybersecurity lately, largely because of what happened to Sony. Companies and individuals are more concerned about the safety and privacy of their information than ever. President Obama has unveiled a number of new proposals this week to crack down on hackers, and he plans to address this in the State of the Union speech on Tuesday. And it's great that the government is working on this, but the truth of the matter is we need to do a better job of protecting ourselves. You know, the most popular password in the United States is password 123. And as long as that's the case, we're vulnerable. So today we sent a camera out on the Hollywood Boulevard to help people by asking them to tell us their password. And this is how that went.
We're talking about cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon.
And what's its name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where'd you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School
Oh, when did you graduate?
in 2009.
Oh, great.
It's like my cat's name and then just like a random number.
Okay. Has you had this cat for a while?
Yeah, she's my childhood pet.
Aw. And what's her name?
Her name is Jolie.
Jolie. So like a password of yours would be Jolie and then a number.
Yeah.
Like number 1.
Like my birthday.
Oh, when is your birthday?
June 12th.
Oh, nice. What year were you born?
95.
Oh, great. So Jolie, 6/12/95.
Yes.
Got it.
So you mean to give my password right now? No, I cannot do that.
But we all want to know what it is so we can tell you if it's strong or not.
Oh my goodness. Let me think. Okay, one is Tel Aviv. Yeah. 468, and then Israel. It's only 3, but it's for me it's strong enough.
Ireland, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gemma, 1, 2, 3. Spelled Gemma. Well, most of them are Italian.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
So
what? Like what's a good Italian password?
my grandma's name,
What's your grandma's name?
Maria.
Maria. So Maria is your password?
Oh yeah, now you know my password. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, the important thing is they learned a terrible lesson.
So, why is the speaker call it terrible lesson?
It's I already seen this video like years ago.
Mhm.
It's the speaker said that not give your passwords to some another people.
Mhm. Anyway, so what did they do wrong?
They don't think.
They provide password to interviewer, yeah, without thinking about the consequences. What would you recommend the interviewee to avoid or to prevent mistakes in their password security? So, do they follow any recommendations of prevention password attacks?
No, I think I can't help these people.
Yes, okay. So they haven't followed any recommendations mentioned here. They use very simple passwords and they use personal information in their passwords, right? What we shouldn't do. And not to be the victim of fraud. Okay, and do you use strong passwords?
Yep. I remember that we talked about it already, but maybe it was on another English lesson. My password, it's like combination of numbers and uppercase and lowercase letters and special characters. That's like a number, like number pi or number e. It's special number that I remember as mathematician, and some combination, some digits of it are replaced by letters.
Okay. So you consider you are protected. from
Yeah, I think so.
attacks. Yeah, that's great. The next one, if we, come back to our plan. So for the report, overview of cybersecurity, common cybersecurity threats and their prevention, skills for staying safe, and cybersecurity career opportunities. Do you think that this resource we have already discussed and read, firstly read and then discussed, covers all the necessary points, bullet points we outline in our future, for our future report?
It's about cybersecurity. I think this article or this document file missed some point. For example, many sites that have login page and passwords don't need it at all. It's not like necessary for people. For example, if you have some baker and you sell your market food, and when you try to buy something, you don't need to log in and create the account in it. But also, if you log in, you should to use your simple password, or should create another and forgot it in a few minutes. Instead of that, you can log in from your social media, from Facebook, Google, and whatever.
By the way, is it safe to log in via my, for example, Google account?
Yeah, I think it's more safe than use the website of page register when you could when you want to log in, because Google have more security powers than some common site.
Okay, but does this text meet all the requirements to write, for example, this report with this plan?
Yeah, most of all, I think.
Most of all, but which information is not provided in this resource we have already read?
I don't understand the question. Not provided about cybersecurity.
We have a plan, right? Here.
Yep.
And we have to cover all the bullet points of this plan. So this first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And we have a resource, this one we have read. Okay.
Yep.
Is it enough, this one resource, which we have read, to write about all these 4 bullet points?
Not about the last one.
And what about skills for staying safe?
It's also about passwords and how to create strong password.
The instruction, yeah, how to create strong password, how to use password manager, for example, how to protect ourselves with the multiple factors authentication, and so on. Yeah, to like not enough to mention these steps, but to tell a bit more, yeah, how to use them successfully, and how to be skilled enough to protect yourself and your data. And this one is not mentioned here, and we have to find out more resources to cover this question. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we have any resource from our list to cover the last, maybe, which can cover the last bullet point, cybersecurity career opportunities?
I don't know, maybe it should be in some book.
I think that security and privacy issues maybe, but Internet of Things, so it's specific, yeah. Phishing classifications, no. Two factors authentication. I think we don't have here
Yeah, maybe.
any appropriate social engineering, but I don't think that it's about cybersecurity. And here is also in Internet of Things, so specific field, so not general information. So that is why we have to find out one more resource to fulfill this last point of our plan. Okay, so, and here are some more resources. And here we also don't have, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
For the last question. Okay, so that's it for selecting and prioritizing information. And when we select, for example, the resource for our plan, while looking for the necessary resource, what should we pay attention to? How to find it?
First of all, we should Google it. And
But how to find trustworthy resource?
Depends on information that you have to write. Because if you write something about astrology, a lot of resources could be trusted. But if you in some medical sphere, it could be should be more important resource with sources and references on some main books in this field. And also it could be credential. No, credential, credit or a recipe from some important people who have already grown in career.
Recommendation, yeah,
Yeah,
recommendation.
in this field.
Mhm. Okay. So the first one, if it is a journal article, we should check whether this journal is trustworthy and whether it's readable. What is the rank of this journal? First, secondly, we have to check the authors, whether we can trust these people, so check about them. And thirdly, we can, anyway, we have to read the information critically, and we have to check whether their information is reliable. And one more topic, it's about computer ethics. What is right or wrong in our behavior, ethical behavior online. So what most common mistakes in behaving online and how to prevent them? Ethical mistakes in online behavior. So what do people do wrong and how to prevent it? For example, in social media, which ethical principles they don't follow? And what are the consequences? Mhm. Mhm. What about spreading information? What about some rude comments? Have you heard about such issues? Mhm. Uh, Okay, social media can block such posts, yeah, or comments. Okay. Speaking about vulnerability in social media, do you often express your opinion in social media? Or comment on others or under others' posts? So you behave ethically, I think. But many people want to share their opinions, attitudes, to comment, to debate. Yeah. So, and what are the consequences of such behavior? Yeah, the same situation. So that is why. Do you think it's necessary to teach at school students about social media ethics and ethic issues to prevent such vulnerability and rudeness and conflicts via social media? Okay, then ethics. So you think it's an issue of family that parents should teach their children, yeah, not at. Mhm. Okay, anyway, we have such a problem, like so ethical issue, and there are 10 recommended ethics codes, how to behave in an appropriate way. Let's read this and discuss whether we agree or disagree. And remember critical reading to analyze the information. Maybe you put some amendments. And I'm interested in your feedback, whether you agree or disagree with this code, ethical codes proposed by Computer Ethics Institute. Or maybe you can add some more points. By the way, commandments, it's like заповедь from the Bible. So they use this word to to create the rules, yeah, like rules, but they use the word commandments like заповеди. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, it's depending on the cultural, yeah, cultural traditions and ethics. Because for some countries, yeah, it might be appropriate, and for some countries, it's inappropriate behavior, like in normal life. But the same ethical rules we can use in online chatting, social media, and so on. Bringing up, виховання. But bringing up includes some like ethical and moral questions, I think. Why do you think people are rude in social media? What are the roots of such behavior? I think it's unconfidence in themselves and maybe some vulnerability, personal vulnerability, and hiding over the screen. And they would like to show that they are smarter or maybe more confident than they are. So that's it. That is why they sometimes rude, sometimes impolite in their behavior online. Because maybe in person they have some problems in communication, in connection with people, in cooperation. So that is why they find out the ways to express their vulnerability, to express their confidence in such a way, in such a rude way. Misunderstanding. Okay. So do you agree with number one? We shouldn't use a computer to harm other people. That's all. No, computer is not necessary here. Yeah? We shouldn't interfere with other people's computer work. We should cooperate, but not interfere, yeah, not force them. We shouldn't snoop around in other people's computer files. So snoop підглядати, якби, да, там. Steal their ideas. Ага. Okay, if you are allowed to have access, yes, but if you are stealing it, so it's a different thing. So this way we should use our password security. Okay, you shouldn't use a computer to steal money. Illegal. You shouldn't use a computer to bear false witness. Свідчити неправдиво. Connects, how it connects with computer, yeah? Maybe some, for example, personal photos or some personal information. If you use someone's computer, you find out this information, and then you can provide this and spread this information without permission. Maybe in this way, I don't know. So you shouldn't copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid. Oh, it's about запатентовані якісь програми чи запатентовані якісь файли. By the way, there was an issue in Oxford University Press. There is a very popular language school, online school, like Skyeng. It's Russian. Have you heard about it? So they use their proprietary materials of Oxford University Press in their application, but they haven't paid for it. So that is why Oxford University Press tried to sort it out via the court to make them pay for the resources they use illegally, but still haven't succeeded in it. So the next one, so you shouldn't use other people's computer resources without authorization or proper compensation. Maybe if you buy, for example, a program, or if you buy an application, so it's only your right to use this application or this program, but you can't share your access to others. So what's your counter arguments? Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Shouldn't share. You can share, yeah. You should think about. You can if you want. Okay, you should think about the social consequences of the program you are writing or the system you are designing. What is it? Consequences of the program you are writing. Not to be harmful, what? Not to harm people. Mhm. Mhm. I see. And you should always use a computer in ways that respect your fellow humans. So, which of these rules are dumb? Intellectual output. Okay, I skipped. You should not appropriate others people intellectual output. Інтелектуальна власність. But I do agree, if I, for example, if I wrote an article, yeah, and someone stole this information and signed up his name and surname under my investigation, my research, It's my intellectual output. I have rights. And these rights should be protected. And people can't use their names under my research and my intellectual rights. It's illegal, by the way. Mhm. But as I already mentioned, it's very difficult in our country to prove that you were the first author and you are the owner of this intellectual output. It's Mm. Ah, okay. So it shouldn't be in ethical issues, but it should be written in the law. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So I do agree with you in this. Yeah, it's really fairy. Okay. So that is in this way we read the information critically, yeah, and we have shared our points of view. And what are the amendments you propose to make these rules really ethical and working? Mhm. So we should legalize them, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, just another point of view. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Anyway, sometimes it's harmful. It has harmful impact on. Mhm. Mhm. So it depends on our attitude. Yeah, we can ignore it, or we can accept it, and Mhm. Okay. And more about monitoring people, cameras in public places. Do you know the safest countries which have the most developed CCTV system and the lowest crime? Mm, eh, it was it was named Singapore and the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Okay, and some pros and cons of CCTV cameras in public places. So among pluses, you see, yeah, it's a form of security that can be used to solve crimes and keep us safe on the streets. Yeah, it's true. I do agree with it. And live facial recognition can be used to identify and locate criminals. So also useful, yeah. But among drawbacks, it is a big brother approach, constantly tracking what we do and where we go. Do you think it's a problem? If he legally, yeah, why should we be afraid of? And it's an invasion of privacy. Do you agree with this drawback? Mhm. Yes, not in public places. And if you live in a society, yeah, we have some rules, legal rules, so we should follow them to avoid misunderstandings and some problems. So I don't agree also with these two drawbacks. I can't find problems in them. The ability to track mobile phone signals among positive ways. It is useful for finding people, and it can provide valuable evidence for the police. Any more positive ways? Track mobile phone signals. Can you name any more? To recognize and prevent, yeah. To reveal also, because many scandals, yeah, of politicians, for example, who were revealed due to tracking mobile phone conversations and the way we knew their steps and illegal ways of behavior. Okay, anyway, every medal has its good and bad sides. Yeah, when we take a picture, the location and time are recorded. Is it a problem? Yes, no, that, and you can switch off the location, yeah. Yeah. And there are apps that track your location at all times. When the war started, there were some recommendations how to turn off these apps. Is it possible? Just turn off your phone. But it seems to me we can do it in setting, to turn off the location in setting, or it doesn't help. For example, Ну, як от у нас ССО, да? How to protect themselves when they have a mission or a task of high security, how to protect themselves not to be caught with the location notifications. Just turn off the phone, yeah? The on. Okay. Mhm. Mhm, mhm, mhm. No, yeah, sure. Mhm, mhm, mhm. I don't know why, but when the war started, we were recommended to turn off the geolocations. Mm, mm, mhm, mhm. I see. Okay, and but any more issues of tracking mobile phone signals except mentioned? Mhm, mhm. Well, if you want to keep privacy, yeah. Where are, who are you with? Something like that. Okay, thank you very much for critical discussion, very productive discussion, and your personal opinion. It costs a lot to know your professional opinion about some issues and about things which you do not consider they are issues. It's really interesting. And see you next Tuesday. Thank you.